Last week I talked about privacy ad nauseum to the point where people wanted to give more information to the government just to make me shut up. So this week, let's talk about some more shadowy organizations. Applebee's. The worst. Also, I want to talk about Anonymous, so this will be a brief overview of them. You may be familiar with the Guy Fawkes mask, especially if you've seen or read V for Vendetta. This has become the symbol of Anonymous, that's with a capital A. We'll forget for a moment that Guy Fawkes was an Englishman who failed to blow up the Parliament buildings like a loser. Instead, we'll focus on the fact that every year we now burn his effigy and explode fireworks. It reminds me a lot of the party my parents threw for me before I went off to university. I've recently read this book from Gabriella Coleman, and in it was this anthropological study about the history of Anonymous, how it started off in the very early internet and with a few key people from the world of cryptography. Now, cryptography is fascinating, if not a little bit bewildering. I only really grasped the generalities of it. It's kind of like the love of a woman. So it involves, and it being cryptography, not the love of a woman, the sending of information between two sources without it being intercepted and understood in between. A good example of this is going to the ATM. You put in your PIN, you wait a little bit, it goes and travels through cyberspace, and it takes your number, scrambles it all up, and on the other end, they decrypt it, see what the numbers are, and then they are able to display your balance of negative $4.39. In short, there's someone opening his car next to me, and he's looking at me weird. Sorry, vlogging time. I would definitely read Gabriella Coleman's book as it goes into the entire history of Anonymous, but in short, it began, as everything on the internet does, on 4chan. Don't go there. So a group of activists and hacktivists met on there and soon migrated over onto some IRC channels and began planning their next attack. And attacks they were, and their first target was everyone's favorite. No, not gingers. No, not meninists. What is your problem with geologists? With Scientologists. Now, this is not some edict from on high. Anonymous has always just been a loosely made group of individuals doing things for the lulz. Now, this has been both a blessing and a curse. Without a leader, they've been nimble enough to be able to change obsessions quickly, but without a leader, there's been really no unifying message. After Scientology, which is going to be the name of my memoir, there was income inequality. You may remember the whole Occupy movement. There was the broadcasting of information to help out the Arab Spring, and then more recently, going after the perpetrators of Charlie Hebdo. The normal process is planning out their attacks on IRC channels, uploading videos to broadcast their message, and then finally using DDoS, or denial of service attacks, which this causes the website, or at least the server that someone's trying to go to just not work for them. It's been fascinating to watch pockets of this shadowy group go from just making fun of religion and moving on into doing real social change. The main members may drift in and out as they please. There's been arrests made from people who are in Anonymous, and there's actually been moles placed within Anonymous to try and capture even more people. But just like a Hydra, or just like Hydra, as soon as one head gets lopped off, 4 more are there to replace it. Anonymous has helped to release information that has bettered society. They have actually initiated global and social change, and they rely on privacy in order to do that. And if you want to understand what I think about privacy and why I think it's so important, watch last week's video. But what do you think? What are your thoughts on Anonymous? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all again next Thursday. My name is Kyle. Or is it? Probably.